Hello and welcome. In today's exciting episode, we are looking at everything I made back in April, so around Easter time.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
Now I kind of want a chocolate egg. Anywho, I've got everything on the rack. All the hand finishing is finally done. I would have done this collections video earlier, but yeah, it took me a while to sew on all the pockets and finish all the sleeves. Okay, first up we have, so back in April, I got out these 2 boxes of unfinished projects. And so, yeah, a lot of these were just ones that, they're all quite, they're like 3 or 4 different patterns. This is a vintage dress and oh, look at those sleeves. This fabric is darling. It's just this floral. It's really weird mix of autumn colours and summer or spring. It's so cute, but the brown and the orange and the yellow mixed with the pink and the green on the grey background. Very odd. This is my camo. I did a Zimmerman dress video, and I made a second one in colours that were more kind of what I would wear. So that's what that one's from. And this one is a butterick 6677 bodice, and then the base, the skirt is just 3 tiers. This one is also butterick 6677 bodice. The puffy sleeves are from a New Look blouse, and the skirt is just all the remaining fabric cut into strips and sewn together to make 2 tiers for the skirt. So it's a synthetic fabric and it's crepe, and I bought it because this is the profile, so what they all look like from the side. And yeah, the synthetic one, it's supposed to be flowers, but to me it sort of looks like camouflage. And yeah, I like it. I had never worked with, I don't really like synthetic fabrics at all. The lining is 100% cotton, and I just made it to just see if I liked the fabric at all, because I love a lot of 1930s and 1940s dress patterns, the vintage dresses. And back then, of course, because of the war, there were shortages, so they used a lot of synthetic fabrics. But I think, I think I'll mainly use cotton, but it was good to work with them. So next up we have, some blue ones. And the rainbow, this rainbow one, they're back on the right, is, oh my gosh, I love it. It's so vintage Valentino from the 1970s. And this musty coloured one, it's sort of a yellowy mustard colour with pink moths, and it's from the Vintage Vogue pattern from 1939. And I just added an extra panel to the skirt. This one over here, the orange one, is, I love how dappled this looks. It's Ankara fabric, so African wax print. And I bought it from Move Fabrics in New York, but any good fabric store will have them. You buy them in 6-yard pieces. And I was going to make a vintage jacket and a matching like skirt or something. But yeah, in the end, I just decided to use all 6 yards of it in a summer dress, and I'm so glad I did. I absolutely love it. This is, the vintage Valentino rainbow drops dress. I had 2 yards of the rainbow raindrops, 2 yards of the rainbow dots, and then just a tiny, tiny amount of these other colourful circles. And look at those sleeves. They're my favourite thing about this dress, I think. Actually, I just love the dress. I think it's delightful. It's sort of a garden tea party one. I love it. And this one is the moth one. As I said, the Vintage Vogue 1939 pattern, and I added an extra panel to the skirt, so it's a little fuller, and I can put a 1950s petticoat underneath. And this is just a butterick 6677. And it's got pockets. I love this floral. It's sort of really 1960s in a classic way. And it's just delightful. I probably mostly wear it with a long sleeve top and yoga pants underneath, sort of in the cooler months. But it's just beautiful. And these ones are just gorgeous summer dresses. I love them so much. They're so bright and cheerful. And the Ankara dress, the one on the right front, I think, that's sort of an all year round one as well, because I just love that fabric so much. Love the green vines and the flowers on it. And I love everything about it. Actually, I like all 4 of these ones. It's a little hard to choose a favourite. Normally when I put up sets of things that I've made, I usually pick out one that I like the mostest. But this one, I don't know. I like all four of these ones. They're really in their own way, but I like all four of them. Okay, I pop those ones away in the wardrobe, and now it is time to, let's get a couple of blue ones, a mustard and a bright orange one. This one has 6 panels in the skirt. These two are actually the same pattern. They're both butterick vintage from the 1950s. It's butterick 6055. And I just changed the bodice because I wanted a loose fitting bodice, and those sleeves are a different one. I do not recommend those sleeves. They are a train wreck. Apparently, no, the pattern's wrong, and everyone who's tried it gets them wrong. But yeah, that didn't help me at the time because I didn't know it. I was like, am I dumb? I cannot figure this out. So yeah, with the mustard one on the right, I did the 2 panels. Well, it's 2 front panels, 2 back panels, but I cut them on the fold, so I've got 1 front panel, 1 back panel. And I had put the pockets on that one. With the orange one, I just did 6 panels, so it's a lot fuller, the skirt. And these 2 front ones are both butterick 6677 bodice, and this one is an actual, this is a Japanese cotton print, and it's just the most beautiful floral. I love it so much. It's got so much detail in it. And it's got pockets as well. This one here was 2 navy based ones. They're sort of this rose one is sort of a tealy but still navy. Anyway, and I also made a matching sash. So I had 2 yards of all 3 of these dark florals. I had 2 yards of each. So the one on, I might have only had a yard and a half of the Japanese one, the one on the left, and then 2 yards of the peony on navy and 2 yards of the rose on navy. So the one on the right is 4 yards of fabric, and the one on the left is like a yard and a half with some black to use as the lining because I didn't have enough to use the actual fabric. So yeah, and this is them all from the side, so you can see what the profile of them looks like. I do love the orange one from the side. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And you can sort of see the big pockets from the butterick 6055, that vintage dress from the 1950s. You can see how big those pockets are. I wanted them to look like camo pants pockets. That's why I put them more on the side rather than on the front like you're supposed to in the actual pattern of the dress. And you can sort of see all 6 colours of the skirt. So it's orange plus a coral orange plus a sort of pale orange in the skirt because I didn't have enough of the super bright orange to make all 6 panels and the sleeves. So I just sort of mixed it up that way. Okay, so next up we have, I think I'll do some greens. This one is made out of 2 yards of rayon fabric. Rayon is a fashion fabric, so it's much wider. So yeah, I used just sort of cut panels for the skirt and sewed them together. And then I've got the 1950s petticoat underneath. But these 2 fabrics, the prints, are completely different. One's a floral and one's, I don't know, it's like a tapestry or something like that. And this one also is 2 different fabrics. This Sally Kelly print, she's a really well-known fabric designer in quilting circles. Anyway, as you can see, I only had like a yard of that fabric. It was almost sold out, and I was like, should I buy it? It's only 1 yard. What can I do? But anyway, I ended up buying it. And then on the back, I've just got the vintage bamboo because I had a yard of that left after I made my bamboo dress, which only took less than 3 yards. So yeah, I got a dress out of it. I suppose I should have, I don't know, maybe not bought a yard of this, a yard of that, but I don't know, I really like these dresses. This is them from the side. I suppose the one on the right does look a little bit disjointed to some people, the back being so dark and the front being so bright. But they've all got a navy base. It's kind of more obvious in person, in real life. They're all navy. And then the bamboo is a sort of mustard yellow print, and there's a mustard yellow quite heavily featured in the front print as well. So to me, they match beautifully, and it has pockets too. And this one, I don't know, I just like them. I think it's a really good use of just scraps of fabric. So next up we have, oh my God, I love the sleeves of this one. I bought like a yard of this fabric, and it's fashion width, so it was quite wide, but it was only a yard. So I had enough to do the top and of like the bodice and sleeves, and that was it. This I had a yard and a half or maybe 2 yards, so I only had enough to do a short summer dress. This one is another one of those vintage butterick ones, B6055. And I didn't quite have enough to do the back, so I used the magenta, and I really like that. And then this is the Zimmerman one. I'll put a card up the top, and that's a really popular video. Everyone loves that Zimmerman shirt dress. I didn't really want a shirt dress, so I made a like a maxi dress, summer dress out of it. But still kept all the layers like the Zimmerman dress. And I'm so happy with the way that this turned out. My favourite bit is the bottom 2 layers are green and pink. So when you look down, it looks like the bottom of it is watermelon. And the last few tiers are like 12 yards. The loop of fabric is 12 yards or something ridiculous. So it kicks out beautifully when you walk. It's just such a gorgeous dress. It is quite heavy because it's like, I don't know, 9 or 10 yards of fabric. It's ridiculous. You can see now that I've turned everything on the side, you can see how full the bottom of the skirt is. So I guess maybe in a few years, if it's sort of the weight of it gets a bit annoying, maybe I'll crop it down a little to be, T length or something. And maybe, and do something else with the last foot of fabric. But for now, I absolutely love it. I think it is just the perfect summer maxi dress. And I just love everything about this dress. So cute. I wasn't sure I'd like those colours together because it's not a combination I normally wear. That's why I made the camouflage coloured one. But I like it. I definitely like the green and brown one more, but I also really like that one. And those sleeves, I just love them. Okay, we're getting near the end. Ooh, this is the Rose Garden one. I love this one. This is the first dress I made out of rayon. I only bought 2 yards of this fabric because I wasn't sure whether rayon was my thing. And I finally made it up, and it's just adorable. I love it so much. And I still don't like rayon as much as cotton. Like this has the lining is made out of 100% cotton. But I really do like that print, and it didn't come in cotton, so I either had to not buy it or buy it in rayon. So I'm glad I did buy it, and it's a really sweet summer dress. It looks, this orange one is the same pattern that I used for the green one, but the green, because it's rayon, it sort of looks more vintage, whereas this one looks, I don't know, more 1970s, which I guess is still vintage, but in a different way. It's sort of loud and happy vintage, if you get what I mean. And this one, it's a bit Disney princess, that one there. I got, in the orange one, that had 6 panels in the skirt, and then the next one I was like, ooh, maybe I can use up even more fabric. And I made 8 panels. So the sort of tiley one, there's 4 panels of that, and then in between each one there's a blue panel, then tile, then orange, then tile. And I made triple-decker sleeves too. So with all the leftover scraps, I sort of sewed them together and made these tiny little puffy sleeves. I was a little concerned about the front because I had such a small amount of fabric. I had to sew the left and the right half of the front together. But if you look at the dress as a whole, there's a lot of glitchiness with the flowers on it. So it kind of matches. But So I'm quite happy with the way that one turned out. But this is actually, I probably like 3 out of these 4 are my faves. That orange and blue one. Not so much. I mean, I'm glad I made it. It was fun to make, but I'm not really a Disney princess sort of dress type person. This one I love. It's a maxi dress. I used 4 yards of green, 4 yards of rose, and it's so much fabric. I love it. The green is supposed to look like, it's supposed to look like a rose garden, and the rose sections are the garden beds, and the green sections are the grass paths in between each of the garden beds. That was my thinking when I made it. So that's why some of them are narrower and some of them are wider. So yeah, I don't know. I really like it, and it's kind of just making it for me. Again, it is quite heavy. So in a few years, if I decide I want to sort of, shorten it and make it more like a Dolce & Gabbana, Milan Fashion Week type dress, then I will do that. But for the moment, I just love it this length. It is so completely beautiful. The skirt is so full. It's like a Victorian walking skirt. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I do like that one. And, it's the one on the left. It's cute. But the rose one and these two front short ones are absolutely gorgeous. Definitely wear them all the time. Maybe if I watched a Disney princess movie, I'd be more likely to wear that other dress. I have seen Tangled and I absolutely love that movie, but I haven't seen any of the others. So there we are. That is everything that I made in April earlier this year. Of a lot of dresses. Unfortunately, there were no jackets, but I am remedying that this month. Last month I finished 3 jackets, and this month I'm hoping to do a couple from scratch, so right from beginning to end, and filming the entire process. I'm also going to finish some unfinished jackets. So I've made the outer jacket and I've made the lining. I just have to do those last few steps where you join the two together and make the actual jacket. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're inspired to finish any of your unfinished projects, because it was so good getting out those boxes. Well, it was absolute nightmare getting them out, but having them finished is absolutely awesome. And this one, I used up so many bits of fabric. Like, I bought them, and after I bought them, I was like, how am I ever going to use these up? And I think it's awesome that I used those 3 fabrics in that one dress. Very cool. And this rose garden dress, oh my gosh, love it so much. So thanks again, and goodbye. Might see you later this month.